All right, guys, nuclear power, the key to the future, our second story. This is the one that I'm going to write my essay about. So I'm going to try to find at least 3 key details that says nuclear power is positive. The key to the future is the title that the author chose. I'm pretty sure that means that he or she thinks this is a good thing. All right, people all over the world use nuclear energy to make electric power. Most people would agree that nuclear energy is a workable source of electricity. So there might be our topic sentence. We have come a long way since nuclear energy was first used in the 1900s. We have learned how to better control nuclear energy. In the future, we may learn even more ways of controlling it. So I don't know if you know this, but nuclear energy can be very dangerous. And so if we can figure out how to control it, it's the way to make electricity a lot more affordable. Many groups speak in favor of nuclear energies. Actors, athletes, and other famous people have been ambitious in promoting its use. Many of these people have been tireless in their efforts. They have received criticism from people who question its safety. So there's a negative. Here's a positive. There's a negative. Some people believe that using nuclear energy could have negative effects on our environment. It is possible if we are not careful. However, so there was the negative, here comes the positive. Nuclear energy saves natural resources. I'm going to use that one. It gives us more heat and power than any other energy source. Uranium is used to create nuclear energy. This energy then becomes electricity. Another way to make electricity is by burning coal. 1 pound of uranium produces more energy than 3 million pounds of coal. This means fewer resources are used. I'm going to use that one as my second point. Also, burning fuel like coal causes air pollution. Using uranium to make electricity does not cause pollution. One problem, here's a negative, with nuclear energy still needs to be solved. What do we do with the uranium when we can no longer be used to make electricity? Uranium gives off radiation, or dangerous energy waves. It continues to do that for a long time after it is removed from the power plant. It takes thousands of years before the nuclear material is fully decayed. When all the uranium has wasted away, it is safe. Until then, nuclear material must be handled with care. However, it is possible that we will find a safe way to store the nuclear energy in the future. So here they're trying to make a positive. We don't know of a safe way of storing it just yet. Indeed, we have little choice. We will not have huge amounts of natural resources like coal and oil forever. We must find other ways to create energy. People need to share the same vision of how we will get the energy. Nuclear energy is the key to the future. All right, guys, let's take our 10 questions first, and then we'll jump into our essay. Number 11. What evidence from the text supports the author's point that nuclear energy needs to be handled carefully? So now you're trying to read one of these. Which one says we got to handle it carefully or it'll be a problem? Uranium gives off energy or dangerous energy waves. When all the uranium is wasted away, it is safe. Nuclear energy could have negative effects on the environment. We must continue to search to find other ways to store that energy. Okay, so this one says when it's safe when it's done. This one says when it's safe when it's all stored correctly. Now you're going to try to see which one says we should handle it carefully. Because if we don't, what does it do? Number 12. Read the sentence from the article. Most people would agree that nuclear energy is a workable source of energy. The suffix able means capable of. If something is workable, you can throw it away, exercise with it, use it, or waste it. Number 13. The author explains how nuclear energy has improved through the years to support the point that it... So what was he trying to say? That it's improved? This means what? Will continue to improve in the future, will probably replace our natural resources, can cause problems with the use of uranium, can have negative effects on the environment. Now, a lot of those were in the article, but what energy has improved through the years will probably mean what? All right, number 14. Read this sentence from the article. Actors, athletes, and other famous people have been ambitious in promoting its use. The suffix "us" means full of or having. If someone is ambitious, that person has respect for other people, is determined to succeed, has fears, or lies. Number 15. What can the reader conclude about the author's opinion of nuclear energy? So what do you think the author was trying to tell you? The writer thinks it could have negative effects on the environment. The writer thinks of it as the answer to our future energy needs. The writer thinks it is a better source of energy than oil. The writer thinks its widespread use is a long ways off. And I'll give you a hint. It's not C and it's not D. First of all, it's not C because we didn't talk about oil. And the widespread use is a long ways off. No, because the author is definitely trying to get you guys to use nuclear energy now. And not you guys, but the world. 16. Read this sentence from the article. Many of these people have been tireless in their efforts. The suffix "less" means without. Someone who is tireless would be confused, energetic, lazy, or rested. Tireless. And number 17. The author organizes paragraph 4 of the article by, is that sequencing, cause and effect, problem and solution, or compare and contrast? Let's go paragraph 4. Paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people believe that using nuclear energy could have negative effects on the environment. It is possible if we are not careful. However, nuclear energy saves resources. It gives us more heat and power than other sources. Uranium is used to create nuclear energy. This energy then becomes electricity. Another way to make electricity by burning coal. Kind of sounds like they're comparing uranium to coal. 1 pound of uranium is more than 3,000 pounds of coal. This means fewer resources are used. Okay? So we're talking about the two being compared to each other. Let's see if we got one about comparing. Sure enough, there it is. D, comparing and contrasting. Okay. 18 says, read this sentence from the article. They have received criticism from people who question its safety. A critic can point out what is wrong. If you receive this type of criticism, do you get praise? Do you get somebody's welcome? Do you get somebody's judgment? Or do you get somebody's encouragement? That one's kind of easy. Number 19. Read this sentence from the article. We will not have huge amounts of natural resources like coal and oil forever. What point does this text evidence support? We need more people involved in energy issues. Eventually, we will run out of these energy sources. There is no way to control how energy resources are used. We need to find more coal and oil to use for electricity. So we're talking about, all those are true from the story, but we're trying to find out what point does this support. We will not have a huge amount of natural resources like coal and oil forever. Number 20. Read this sentence from the article. Some people believe that the use of nuclear energy could have negative effects on the environment. Which word's the opposite meaning of negative? Bad, positive, possessive, for sure. All right, that wrapped up the multiple choice section of our test. Stay tuned for section number 3 to do your essay. But before we get there, because I think some of you guys keep forgetting to do this part, here's what we want you to do today. We want you to take this part off and pop that off. Now, so that I know that you watch the videos, I want you to write a little note on here. I want you to, first of all, write your name on here. And then I want you to write this little note. Mom and Dad, I have to do the essay. And then I want you to show it to your parents, and I want you to get your parents to sign that. And I'm going to give you some extra credit for that. Because sometimes each week you guys send me this thing back, and this is blank, and this is worth 10 points. So you get a 0 on that, you fail the whole test. Even if you got an A on this one, minus 10 points out of 30 is devastating to your grade. So you can't not do this section. Now don't worry, because I'm about to make a third video for you and teach you how to do this section. I'm going to modify the question a little bit. I'm going to tell you exactly how many sentences that you have to have, how the first sentences should sound, and I'm going to identify some of the points that you could use to back yours up. So it should be pretty easy. But go ahead and write this on top of your date. Mom and Dad, I have to do the essay. And then get your parents to sign right there. All right, good luck.